Okay, everyone, back for part 2 of Question Everything. Rule number 1. Julian and Jason talking in chambers as far as gaining testimony for the arbitration against Lillian. And go. Anyway,
where were we at?
you were recounting your story, and Julian had, first of all, was asking you if Lillian of Clan Assamite had been drinking during the night in question.
Okay. Not as far as I remember, given that she is, I believe, one of your kind. Alcohol doesn't seem to be a huge thing.
Only if it's taken from the blood of someone who has been imbibing it.
Right, and I didn't see her chomping down on anybody that night, so.
Well, I would hope she would be smart enough not to do it in public. She is our sheriff, after all.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Lillian joined us. Michael wandered away because he got a phone call all of a sudden, and Davey wandered in. And at this point, he and Des got into it because of some relationship drama or something. I'm not exactly sure on the whole story. But they got into it, and Arthur was spending the time trying to get them to reconcile and do the nasty and everything. Have a nice romantic night.
What is Arthur's interest in this matter?
He is apparently he's a friend of Des, and I think he just likes helping people, honestly. And
is that a human thing? I've never seen your people really go out of their way to help others, especially not ones like yourselves.
It's rare, but it happens.
Sorry, continue.
But so he's doing that whole thing. I'm sitting here cursing the fact that I decided to be designated driver. And
so Arthur was inebriated at the time?
He was drinking, yes. I don't know if he'd gotten quite inebriated yet. But,
continue. Lillian became involved?
Lillian decided this would be a good time to slide up into Dahi's lap. Dahi didn't take it.
Sorry. Did Lillian make an invitation to Dahi?
I don't remember, honestly. I wasn't much paying attention to that. The most important thing I remember is Dahi didn't take too kindly to that and did something. I'm guessing. I don't honestly know. But Lillian ended up a good 10 or so feet in the air all of a sudden.
Would you say that, apologies, in your testimony, would you say that it was Lillian's intention to start this, or was it Dahi's intention to merely be removed from her presence?
I would say it's probably Dahi's intention to just have her removed, because he didn't seem too comfortable around her at all.
Did Dahi intend her physical harm in any way during this encounter?
I'm honestly not sure. I think mostly he just wanted her away, and not so much to start a fight or anything.
Very well. Continue, please.
At some point, Dahi offered Lillian a drink, saying that it would explain everything, and which Lillian accepted. Lillian then handed me a notebook and told me to start copying down things because she wasn't sure if she would remember it or not.
Why would alcohol impede her ability to remember?
It's this changeling thing. They can enchant people and then tend to
yes, I know. I was subject to it in the time of dire need very well. Sorry, continue, please.
They continue discussing everything. Lillian, or Des and Dahi eventually make up and everything with Arthur's assistance.
Assistance in what manner?
He was just like I said, he was just kind of vocally saying, you clearly like each other a lot. Nobody would be this upset with each other if they just didn't care about each other, and that kind of thing, and just constantly suggesting them, hey, I know a place you can get a room at. We can get some nice wine or something, some champagne. Let you guys have a nice romantic night. Get together.
For the record, you are stating that Arthur Wainwright of the House of Pinnacles used no supernatural effects in the course of his attempted reconciliation with Desdemona and Dehi of the House of Cups.
Correct. This was all a vocal thing.
Thank you.
All purely physical. At some point, someone jokingly suggests that Lillian join in with their romantic night, and Lillian again slid up into Dehi's lap, seeming to accept this offer. Dehi again got her out of his lap the same way, I'm assuming.
I was told during the encounter, and I actually saw on the records, that she slid into Desdemona's lap.
I may be misremembering. At this point, Arthur said he would take over as designated driver, used his magic to sober himself up, and I started drinking at that point.
Very well. Were you at any point intoxicated to the point of lack of judgment?
No. I mean, I drank enough to make things a little fuzzy, but I wouldn't have done anything that I wouldn't normally do.
Very well. Please continue with your recounting.
At this point, Lillian got upset, went to punch Dehi. Des got upset with this, saying that she was the only one that was allowed to abuse Dehi. And meanwhile, Arthur was getting upset with this, which was very surprising because he's usually a pretty relaxed guy.
First of all, when the first punch against Dehi, was any supernatural powers used?
No.
Very well. Was this also the point where Arthur started to become upset?
A little bit. He hadn't gotten quite as upset as he would later on.
Very well. Continue the story, please.
So Des said she was the only one that was allowed to abuse Dehi. Dehi made some smart remark that I don't honestly remember. Lillian went to punch him again, and this time she moved really quickly. I don't know if that's just a thing your guys do or not. Like, it was inhumanly fast.
Inhumanly fast is a power of the blood.
Okay.
Let the record state that you are attesting that Lillian of Clan Assa might move faster than is humanly possible, suggesting the use of the power known as celerity.
Yes.
If you were to give an approximation of how fast she was moving, would it be something akin to a trained athlete, or something akin to you did not even see her move and she was moved?
I'd say probably about Bruce Lee levels.
Very well. Continue, please.
At this point, I noticed that Arthur was beginning to do a spell that I've seen him do a couple times.
Which spell was this?
It basically opens a portal into the Umbra. I don't know if you're aware of what the Umbra is or not.
I have a vague understanding.
I'm not sure what exactly he was planning to do on this, but at the time I was also working on my own little timeout spell, which would have negated a bunch of the kinetic forces coming from behind the punches, so basically no one would have hit anybody.
Okay. So you witnessed Lillian attempting to move fast and strike Dehi. According to Dehi's testimony, he was hit, and though he was supernaturally able to absorb the damage, he was still considered injured.
Yes, that sounds accurate.
Is it your assessment that Lillian intended physical harm in her attack?
I would believe so. I don't see why she would just go so quickly if she was just trying to hit someone for fun, you know.
In the recording, and let me see if this also matches your recollection. The first punch landed. The second punch was intercepted by Desdemona, correct?
Yes.
So that would mean that Lillian attempted to strike him again.
Yes.
Is it to your understanding of the situation that if Desdemona had not intercepted, Lillian would have struck him again?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you. Continue your recounting.
At this point, we managed to finally cool off Lillian enough that she calmed down. Des and Daihi wandered off to have their night together, and Arthur drove me back to my place, and then I'm guessing went back to his place. That was the end of the night.
Very well. He stops the recording. I'm going to ask you a simple question.
Okay.
Is there anything in your recounting that you have forgotten to say? Is there anything in your recording that you have forgotten to speak about? Or Julian will actually look him in the eyes. Sorry, I actually have to do this as my character.
Yeah, you're good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. What's your willpower?
It is 5.
6 successes.
Ugh.
Julian will look you in the eyes and say, "Tell the truth now." Dominate 2.
You're right.
Yeah.
I honestly cannot think of anything else. I understand this is a pretty serious matter, so I tried to give my best recollection as I could.
I thank you for your time. You are dismissed. By the way, for the next hour, you are compelled to tell the truth.
God damn it.
Sorry, man. I had to.
No, you're good. It's funny. I love it.
Julian will stand up and he'll extend his hand.
Jason will stand up, shake his hand.
It's cold hand, but it's got a firm grip to it. Thank you very much for your time. I will inform you if I need further testimony.
All right.
If you could also please give me the contact information for Arthur Wainwright.
Yeah, sure. He'll pull out his cell phone and copy down the number on a slip of paper and hand it to Julian.
Julian will take it, look at it. I'll make sure this goes no further than myself. Thank you, Jason Morley. Have yourself a pleasant night. You are dismissed.
All right. You too. And he'll walk out.
All right.
Kind of.
And that will end it for this scene. If everybody had fun, please watch and comment if you think of anything I didn't ask or should have asked. Other than that, good night. Talk to you guys later.